Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to Travel Feels. Another beautiful day here in Norway. We ended up staying at the same cabin again. And today is going to be all about droning. We're going to talk about droning, some different tips throughout the day. Hopefully we're going to get some really cool drone shots. And I thought I'd just share some tips and tricks that I've learned over the years. All right, gotta pack and get in this car and drive to the next spot. All right, one last look at this beautiful view before we leave. Man, doesn't get much better than that. Decent spot for a tent there too. These doors are beast mode.
Today we are taking you guys to Geiranger. It's one of my favorite spots too.
Quick fun little fact, Norway has a bunch of these kinds of roofs with grass on them. I think they're like good for insulation or something like that, but they just look cool. I like them. And if anybody wants to know, we were here at Sunday camping. Cool little spot, super nice views. I'm pretty sure it was really cheap. I forget how much it was, but it was pretty cheap. Nothing fancy, but really cool little spot. Today's a special day, guys. It's Samuel's birthday. Woo, woo, woohoo!
Oh, it's me?
How old are you, Samuel?
I'm 25.
Oh, sweet, young dude. Young
Inside, but somebody says in my birth certificate I have 32 years on. So I don't know which one is true. You go and figure.
Go and subscribe to this guy. Send him some happy birthday love. Actually, this will be late, but send him some happy birthday love anyways. Alrighty. Gonna try and find some breakfast and get this day started.
Have you ever had dapping in your...
No, that's the first time. First time dab in Travel Feels videos. Mine. Samuel's.
It's like father and son.
Alright, first stop here. Found this nice, epic, glassy lake. Look how still this is. Don't fall in, Samuel.
Almost in, bro.
Don't do it. Unreal. And you know what you gotta do when the lake is that glassy, or ocean, or whatever this is. You gotta drone it.
So I want to give you guys 5 tips on how to take your drone footage to the next level. These are all things that I've just kind of learned along the way. I've done a lot of drone shooting over the past 3 or 4 years. Number 1 is check out the area before you start flying, especially for things like power lines or things that are really hard to see in the camera once you're flying. Flying a drone can be kind of nerve-wracking and there's a lot of nervous energy going on. So if you're not checking out the area first, it can lead to a lot of bad stuff. And not only is this a safety thing for your drone, you're probably gonna crash it if you don't check out the area, but it also leads to better looking footage because you kind of know what's going on in your area, and then you're not gonna be flustered and freaking out wondering, oh, is there a power line or is there something over there? You've already checked it out. So number 1, check out your area before you start flying.
Time to land this sucker. Boom, just like that. All right, there we go. First drone session of the day. Beautiful glassy lake, always makes for good drone footage just because of all the reflections. It looks super cool. I love symmetry. All right, and we're off to the next spot.
Have you ever seen a flyby of a drone?
Oh!
Smash it to the car.
I think you almost gave yourself a haircut, man.
Before I forget, I want to say a huge thank you to the amazing people at Skillshare for sponsoring this episode. Skillshare is an online learning community with over 15,000 classes on all sorts of creative areas. So no matter what kind of creative you are, there's a course for you. And it can be as low as $10 a month, which sounds pretty dang tasty when you're comparing it to something like film school and paying tuition for that. Not to mention, you can learn anywhere if you have your phone or your computer with you, which we all have at least one of those things almost all the time with us. You have 15,000 classes in your pocket. I really like that Skillshare is a bunch of creators making classes for other creators so that we can all learn together, just like this channel. And that means you're also gonna learn from people with real world experience in those areas. For example, this class on building your own brand, it's all about freelancing and building your own brand, which you guys know I'm all about. If you want 2 free months of Skillshare right now, the first 50 people to sign up using the promo code TRAVELFEELS5 or the link down in the description, you guys are gonna get 2 free months of learning. Nothing is stopping you from learning right now.
Alright guys, next spot. This is a super epic spot. I've been here a few times before, but I've actually never droned it. So this time we're gonna drone it and we're gonna see what it looks like. It's one of these interesting spots where people miss it. There's like this tour spot here and there's a tour spot up in the other direction. And right in between, if you take the picture from the right place and have the person stand in the right place, you get this insane epic photo of this like cliff thing. I'll show you guys in a second. But let's try to drone it, see what it looks like.
Number 2, have a spotter if possible. I find this is really helpful to have somebody else that's just having an eye on the drone. That way if something happens, you know exactly where the drone is. But also, more importantly for me, I like to fly really close to things. For example, I like to fly really low, close to water. And so if I'm flying by myself, I have to keep an eye on the drone and the camera so that I'm not going too close to the water. I've had a few times where I think I've dipped the legs of the drone into the water a little bit, but you don't want to go too close to the water. And it really helps to have somebody else spotting and telling you, okay, now you're going a little bit too close. This way you can get really cool footage while still keeping your drone safe at the same time.
Alright guys, you know how I said you gotta be in the right place to get this shot? Well, check this out. Drone Samuel. How epic is that shot? Alright, let's drone it.
Number 3 is to use ND filters. Now, you should be using ND filters with all cameras that you're filming with, but especially with drones. ND filters are basically just sunglasses for your camera, and it allows you to keep your shutter speed much lower. This way you can keep the 180-degree shutter rule, which means that your shutter speed is going to be double whatever your frame rates is. So if you're shooting in 24 frames per second, your shutter speed is going to be 48. If you're going to be shooting in 60 frames per second, your shutter speed is going to be 120. This means you're gonna get the most cinematic looking footage, the right amount of motion blur, but also there's a really big thing with drones when you're using ND filters. And that has to do with the little micro vibrations in the drone. If you're using a really high shutter speed, then you're gonna get this weird looking jello warping effect going on because the shutter speed is just going so fast. So you wanna slow your shutter speed down and you're gonna get rid of all that micro jitter. And there's a bunch of different ND filters that you can buy for drones, but here's a couple really good ones. One is from Sandmark, and these ones I think are around $60. And there's basically just different strengths of ND filters depending on how bright it is. There's also a polarized filter. I tested these out, really high quality, really like them. Then probably the most popular filters are these Polar Pros, and it comes with both different types of ND filters and then also ND filtered combined with a polarizer. So that's kind of interesting that you have a 2-in-1 solution. But these guys are a lot more expensive too. I think this was around $160 or something like that for these guys. So depending on what you need, you can get the cheaper ones or these more expensive ones. And both types of filters, they just screw right on your drone. It's really easy to put them on and change them. So number 3, ND filters, super huge. Always use ND filters if it's a bright day.
There we go, got some sweet drone footage. Actually looks super cool. I've only ever done it in video, so that was really interesting, trying to drone it. Looked pretty sick. But as you can see from here, it doesn't really look like that much. But if you go to the right spot down there, it looks pretty good. Guys, look, Samuel's taking vlogging to the next level.
It's like you can actually like take the camera way further than you want. It's like even further, dude.
That's so
you got
handy.
it. You got it, dude. You want to see the footage? Possibilities are endless when you shoot with the tripod. What up?
Extendable selfie stick. Oh,
see me close? Far. Close, far.
It's all about innovating the game.
Tip number 4 is to plan out your shots. This really helps to get the best possible shots. So before I take off with the drone, so I'm not wasting battery, I plan out a few different types of shots. For example, if I'm doing some car shots, I kind of plan out, okay, I'm gonna do this one, and I'm gonna do that one, and this one. I'm gonna fly straight through, I'm gonna circle around the car, or whatever it is. I'm gonna plan out a few different shots. So that way, when I start flying, I can get straight into those shots and I'm not wasting any time or battery. Then once I've gotten those planned shots done, then I kind of start freestyling. I start looking for different kinds of shots or trying to do different angles and just coming up with different kinds of shots than I could come up with beforehand, because everything looks different once you're flying up high. So it's really good to freestyle a little bit, but you want to come into the drone flight with a plan. I guarantee you, if you plan out your shots, you're gonna get way better quality drone shots. And you're also not gonna miss shots because you've planned them out and you thought about it ahead. So when that adrenaline kicks in that you're flying a drone, you're not gonna forget and miss those shots. Number 5 is to not fly through every last bit of battery. I've had a few close calls where I've just flown it a little bit too long and the battery starts dying, and then I've ran into some troubles. For example, this one time I was flying on Lake Ontario, which is the big lake here in Toronto, and it was winter, it was super cold, and so all of a sudden the battery just didn't have enough power anymore, and I couldn't bring the drone up anymore. It was staying kind of at the same level and slowly falling. And the problem was that I was flying over water and there was this big ice ledge that I needed to get over and land the drone on top of. So I was going, and I just barely made it. And if I would have waited a little bit too long, I would have just hit straight into that ice ledge and it would have fallen into the lake. So don't risk it. Don't fly to the very last bit of your battery. Because hey, it doesn't matter how good your drone footage is. If you don't get your drone back, you don't have that footage.
Alright guys, last drone session of the day. We just got it done. We thought we were gonna get rained out with all these clouds and stuff, but it ended up being pretty dang crazy. One of the best sunsets I've had in a long time, if ever. Going in the top 10 probably. Epic times. So I hope you guys enjoyed these tips. If you liked them, if you enjoyed them, if you learned something, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Guys, enjoy the filmmaking process and go get some of those travel feels.